visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, sure. Thank you. So, am I audible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, I would like to welcome everyone to this Python workshop, and this has been organized by our Technos Academy. Okay. So, just a brief introduction about myself. So, I have a total of, I'm working in this IT industry since the last 11 years, and I have worked on several technologies: Java, Python, automation testing, SAP. And my name is Danish. Sorry to forget this. So my name is Danish, and I have this many years of experience. And in this workshop that we have organized, this is starting from the scratch. Okay, people. If you just go through the prerequisite, if you see people without any prior experience or with zero knowledge from a different field can attend this course. Okay. And they should have this at least a laptop or desktop to practice what we teach here. Okay. And in this course there's only 5 to 10% theory and rest all are hands-on. Okay, so we follow a complete hands-on approach for learning here. Okay. So once we complete this course, so where we would stand. Okay. So basically, in this course, we are providing the foundation for Python. Okay. Suppose if you want to move into any areas like the data science, machine learning, web development, data engineering, DevOps, anything, you would need a base. Okay. And this base, we are trying to build this base through this program. Okay. And why do you want to learn Python? This data I captured it from Stack Overflow. If you see the demand that is growing for Python, so it is almost if you see where it stands. So JavaScript, HTML, CSS, actually these are not programming languages. SQL is also a query language. So it is above Java and everything. If you see the demand for Python, it is standing top of Java, C#, PHP. Okay. And the demand is increasing. If you see every day, the demand is increasing. So this. And we will have these sessions on weekends. Okay, 2 hour session. And after the session, we will give you assignments. Okay, that you have to complete and submit back. So what is the use of these assignments? In these assignments, we'll give you questions about the topics that we will teach. Okay. And this will, once you complete all the assignment, just keep it handy, those questions and how you are doing it, because you can refer the same when you appear for interviews. Okay. Yeah, and one more thing, like once you are done with this course, you will be in a position to attend the interviews where an intermediate knowledge of Python is required. You can attend those interviews. But if you want to attend interviews for advanced like data science, machine learning, then you have to, this will act as a base, but you have to learn these things. Then only you can attend interviews if you want to attend interviews for advanced fields like this. But if wherever this basic or intermediate knowledge of Python will be required, you can easily attend and crack those interviews. Okay. And so any questions so far, anyone having?
Yeah, hi Danish, Vipin this side.
Yes, Vipin.
So Danish, my question is related to does a person require advanced Excel knowledge to be a part of this Python course?
Advanced, sorry, I didn't get you. What is that?
Advanced Excel.
Excel knowledge? No, not
Yeah.
required. No.
Okay, thank you.
Danish Prabhu here. A quick question. A person
Yes.
from non-tech background want to move to
tech background. So is this gonna be based as such, or does he want one of us to learn something else as well?
No, we are starting from very basics. We are starting from very basics, so anyone can learn. Though from a non-programming background, they have to give some more effort than for those who are already in this field. But we are starting from scratch. They can also learn, but you have to give more effort as compared to others.
Okay. Good.
What is the duration? How long it would be?
We are planning for 6 weekends, like how many, 6 into 2, right? 12 classes of 2 hours each. Okay, but that is not fixed. Previously also we have seen the batch gets extended because sometimes it takes more time for people to understand the concept. So we are happy to extend the duration also if required.
Okay.
So, Danish, do you have any recordings? I mean, like instead of this weekend classes, do you give any recordings if possible for that?
Yes, so whatever sessions we will take, we record the sessions and we give the access to the participants.
Do you have any other existing recordings? Because like I may not be able to attend all the classes, so I want to buy video classes instead of attending the classes. Do you do that?
We don't do that so far. But I'm not sure. You have to connect with admin for this information. Like we don't do it till now. We don't give only the video class.
Okay.
Because more than video classes, we can give recordings, but we follow a very interactive approach in our classes where people ask different types of questions. We are happy to answer, and also when we give assignments. Then once the participants complete the assignment, then their knowledge increases multifold rather than only listening. So that is why we don't follow that approach till now.
Do you have any upcoming batches in US timings available?
No, we are actually planning to introduce one for, evening batch. I think that will be morning for US timing. But there is nothing concrete. But we are planning in future to have a course in the evening.
Is there any specific configuration required for the laptop if we are going to install Python and all?
I don't think so. Any specific configurations? Okay. So for installing Python, we'll just show you quickly. This is the link. Official. For installing Python, I would recommend you to go to this Python website, okay, and just click on this download Python.
Okay.
Okay, once you go there and in the downloads you will be having, you just have to install it like any other software you install in your system. Okay, so for me, it is already installed, so it is giving me 2 other options. But while installing, just make sure one thing. This will give you, if this gives an option to add Python to the path, just select that checkbox and do the necessary installation.
So Danish, I have a question. Like,
Yes.
I have a lap.
Can you come again, please? Hello. Who was that gentleman? Can you please
so can I use so I have a laptop which is very old and not accessing this section. However, I have an office laptop which already has this application, not this one, the Jupyter one. So can I work on Jupyter?
Yes, sure. You can practice on Jupyter as well if you have Jupyter. Yes. But normally,
Okay.
I will start once you install this Python. Now, by
Mhm.
default, there is one editor called idle. Okay.
Okay.
So for the beginners, I would recommend this particular editor idle. Okay. So once we move into the course, then we can use Jupyter, because I don't recommend Jupyter for the beginners because it requires some more things. Okay, so in our uh,
I don't know who has this. Shabir Sheikh. Shabir, can you please stop your? Can you please mute Shabir?
1 minute. I think it is fine now. I think.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I was telling, when we start the course, we will start with this ideal, this cell, because this is very easy for anyone to catch. Okay. So once we
Okay.
move into our course, when we have these things to cover, when we will see pandas for data analysis, or when we
Mhm.
will be doing web scraping, okay, then we will be using
Mhm.
Jupyter Notebook. But if anyone wants to,
Okay.
start with Jupyter Notebook from the very beginning, they are most welcome. They can do it in Jupyter Notebook as well.
Okay. Noted. Thank.
Okay, so now when it comes to covering the topics that we will see, so you can see here, I have listed down the topics, but there are multiple subtopics inside each topic that we have not mentioned in, because it was not possible to mention in the poster. So this practically this content is covering most of the things that is required for basic or intermediate level of Python programming. Okay, and till this exceptional handling, so this is totally, we will see all the fundamental blocks of Python here. Okay, and for the application of Python, like where we can use Python, so we will have some projects like this uh, web scraping, and then how we can connect databases with Python. Okay, so these are applications, and then we have created an extra section for pandas, because many people are interested in pandas for data analysis. So this is an entirely separate section from the rest. So we will be covering this also in details. Okay, and when it comes to web scraping, I will show you what we are going to do. So suppose we have this, so this is just Naukri.com, and I have just searched here the jobs for data engineer. Okay, so in one of our projects, what we will do, we will capture some of the information from this particular page, and we will try to insert this in our database so that we can analyze it. Okay, so I have one demo program for this. I will just show you how this will work. Okay, so here we are for web scraping. Here we are using Selenium. Okay, for web scraping this particular page from Naukri.com. Okay, and once we get the data, we are using pandas to convert this data into an Excel. Okay, so our main objective will be to store it in a database, and then we can run our queries to to find out what exactly do we need from the data. Okay, so I will just run this program once. So this is basically the application of Python. What we will learn in the initial topics, those concepts we are going to implement for this, and we will see like how we can use it in our day-to-day things. So basically this will collect the data from this website, and this is going to store it in an Excel file. Okay. So this program has been run. So this is the data of what we collected from this website. We have printed this also, and also this can be found in Excel. So this is the Excel that was created. So if you see, they have captured the date, like how many days ago this particular job was posted. Okay, which company posted it, what is the job title, how much experience is needed, and what are the skills is needed. So from this particular page, we have collected selective data what we need for our analysis. Okay, so this we are going to do towards the end of the course, how we can implement. We'll see the use cases of Python. This is one of the use case. Second use case is also for web scraping. We can also see. So basically, if you are aware of stock markets and all, right? So we have some data. People look into a lot of data before making any decision, buying any shares or buying any stocks, or which company to invest. So we will also see how we can collect these data using Python, and then we can store it in our database, and then we can run some queries to find out, okay, which sector has performed in the last 6 months the best. So which has given the best returns. So we can uh, collect some data from there, and then that will also help us in making some decisions while buying any shares and all. For those who are interested in this, and for anyone who is from any background, whatever information some important information they want to collect from the web and all, so they can use Python also to scrap the data and then analyze it for their own purposes. So this was basically one or two applications which we will cover towards the end. Uh, and we have like a lot more in assignments also. We will give a lot more interview questions that is often asked during interviews. We will be sharing those as well. And also we have one more program where we are sending emails with the help of this. So if we know the basics of Python, we can also, through the help of Python, we can send emails also to multiple people. Okay. So just for a quick demo, so if some of you can just ping your emails, so I will just trigger an email from this particular code, and they will receive an email from here. So you can do that as well from my Gmail ID. So I would request some of you just to ping your email in the chat. I will just run this query here, and then you will just confirm whether you're getting emails as well from this one. Okay, so we already have 9-10 emails. I think that would be sufficient. We'll just copy these emails. So meanwhile, any question, guys, please feel free to ask me while I'm copying these emails. Screen stop. Yes, so if you have any questions, guys, you can feel free to ask, or else we'll just copy these sites. Okay, I think 5 is sufficient for the time being.
Sammu? Sammu? ತಾರಾಗ್ ಜಳಕ ಮಾಡನ್ನ ನಾ ಪೈಕೇನಿ ತೊಳೆದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಆಕಿಗ್ ಮಾಡನ್ನ
Who is this? May I request participant to go on mute? So we have one email ID here, 2 email ID, 3 email IDs, but just be separated by hyphen. So I'm just saving this. It will take some time to complete. I think it is completed now. So for these participants, they can confirm whether they have received any email or not. It will take I think 1 or 2 minutes. Then you will be receiving emails from this particular. Okay, so please confirm if anyone receives the email. Okay. So so just to continue with our thing, so so that will start with why.
Danish, can you hold on? Either you remove Shabir Sheikh or you ask him to go on mute, please, because it's not disturbing everyone.
Okay, I just muted him. Yeah, so now it is, now it is better. So why do you want why Python? Because there are other programming languages also in the market. We have Java, we have C#, a lot of programming languages there. But Python, there are few strong points for Python which makes it very which makes more people attracted towards this. First thing is it's having a very simple syntax, and it is very easy to learn as compared to other languages like Java. I have worked in Java also before. So this Python is very simple, and it is this is just best for beginners to start if they are new to programming languages. Python is one of the best programming languages to start with. Okay. Second thing is it has got a huge collection of libraries. Libraries in the sense like for these particular areas like data science, machine learning, IoTs. So they have made some libraries which Python can easily import and use. Okay, huge collection of libraries are there, so that makes it even more interesting. Okay, demand is always there for Python. There's very huge demand, and it is being used by almost all the big companies. You have Google, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, we have NASA. Everyone is using Python for their different applications. Okay, and if you see the areas where it is used, it is being used almost in all the areas, from software development to machine learning to artificial intelligence, data science. Everywhere we are using Python here. Okay, so and the one thing, it is open source, like it does not it will not cost you anything. Okay, and it's a very
sorry to interrupt. Are you sharing your screen?
Is it not visible?
Always not visible. Can you please confirm?
Yes, it's visible for me. Yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
Okay, then fine. Please proceed. Sorry.
Okay. So some of the Python features we're talking about. It's a high-level language. High-level language in the sense, we are programming it as if we are, people can understand that. Okay. So we have low level language like in zeros and ones that is understood by by our computers. We don't understand it. We have a high level language, and after we run our program, it is compiled into low machine level language that is understood by the computers. Okay, so it has got very easy syntax to understand. So that is also one of the advantage. Python is dynamically typed language. Okay, so for example, if uh, I just declare name is Danish. Okay, so we don't have to give the data type of the this is name is just a variable name. Okay, so I'm not teaching you anything about what is variable, what is data type. I'm just telling you. So in other programming languages, you have to type like this, you know, string name equals to Danish. Okay, or int age equals to 27. But in Python, you don't need to specify this data type. You will just use any variable name and will give the value. Okay, so that is why Python is called dynamically typed language. Okay, it is case sensitive. Suppose if you are printing something, okay, so we cannot use a capital P and then we do it. Okay, this is not allowed in Python. So that is why it is case sensitive. It is platform independent. You can run it in Windows system, you can run it in Linux system, you can run it in Mac system. Okay, it will run everywhere. So what makes it platform independent? We will cover it in the upcoming classes, why this is platform independent. Okay, and then we have something called indentation. When we write our code, we have to follow some spaces. Okay, we will cover that also as we move into the programs. Okay, so this was just an quick high-level overview about Python, and these are the topics. So in this topic, there will be many subtopics.
Excuse me, why Python is called an interpreter language? Or
Yes, why Python is called interpreted language? Actually, yes, that is a common conception that Python is an interpreted language. Okay, but if we look into the details, like if we go into the internal details, we will see that first it is compiled and then it is interpreted. Okay, so to understand that, so I will just write one small program. Okay, then I will make you understand that why Python is an interpreted language, why Python is called interpreted language. Okay, so let's start with a small program here. So how can you write a program? You can, once you have installed IDLE, okay, just go to file and create a new file here. Okay, and in this program, I'm just printing hello everyone. Okay, and I am saving it with, I'm saving, suppose in D drive, I'm saying this is just a demo program. And Python file are saved with .py extension. Always remember this, .py extension is needed. That then only a system will understand that this is a Python file. Okay, I just save it and I will just run this. Okay, hello everyone. So this is our program name demo.py. Okay, so once you install Python in your system, you can, so we can run it like this also. There is one more option how we can run it. So in our command prompt, if we have Python installed in our system, we can just check. Okay, so this is the version of Python installed in my system, and our program is in D drive. Okay, so this is our program is in D drive. So if you want to run this program, you can run it from your command prompt as well. Okay, so you see this is the output. Okay, Now, coming back to the question why Python is an interpreted language, I would just like to make you understand from this. Okay, I don't know how much you will understand, but we will understand better in the upcoming classes. So basically, see, when we have Python program, it is saved as a .py file, as I told you. Okay, so internally, what happens? Anyone saying anything? Okay, so internally what happens once it is getting compiled from .py file, it is being converted into .pyc file. Okay, that is not visible to us. That is being taken care by the Python interpreter. Okay, this step is not visible to us. Okay, so once we get this .pyc file, that is taken by the interpreter and it converts into a machine code, and that is being executed by the computer. Okay, so coming to your question, why it is why this is an interpreted language? Because because this we have this Python virtual machine, it comes with an interpreter. Okay, so this from .pyc file to machine code, that is being done by PVM. That's called Python virtual machine. Okay, and inside Python virtual machine, we have something called interpreter, and that interpreter is playing an important role. So that is why many people call Python an interpreted language. But if you see the internal details, first it is being compiled, okay, and then it is being interpreted. So you might have a question, then what is the difference between, a compiled language and an interpreted language, right? That is a valid question. Like, what is the difference between a compiled language versus interpreted language? So we have some, when we have Java program, Java files, okay, so these are compiled. So compilation, what happens when we have, 10 lines of code, okay, when we have 10 lines of code, compiler will translate it, into machine code, okay, into machine code. Machine code is nothing but what our system will understand. That is just a combination of zeros and ones, okay, at a time, okay, at once, all the code. Okay, and what interpreter does, interpreter is going to convert this line by line. Okay, is going to convert to machine code. Line by line. Okay, so that is why interpreted programming languages are little bit slow as compared to compiled programming languages. So is that clear? Does that answer your question?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This will be a little bit difficult to understand right now because there are some computer science details involved in this. What is PVM? What is interpreter? What is this? But sometimes in interviews they will ask you, So and why platform? So one more question here: why Python is platform independent? So once you get this .pyc file, this file you can send it across any OS. This .pyc file, you can run it in Mac, you can run it in Linux, you can run it in Windows. This .pyc file. Okay, that is why Python is platform independent. So this file will be executed in any of the operating system. That is why Python is platform independent. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Any other doubt, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Firoz here. I have
Yes.
one doubt. So what is the basic qualification to get a job in Python or so? So basically, I'm not from IT field and I'm from medical field. So should I switch to in this field, or it is a benefit for me or not? So is there any scope for means medical student to go in to that programming?
So, see that this so this question is a generic question. See, that depends, what is your interest, okay? Because this is not related to Python. This is, I'm just talking about general in IT, okay? So in IT, we have some domains where we have some domains like in life sciences. We have life science domain in IT industry, okay? So mostly medical people or from medical background, they will move into that life science domain. So there you have to see like what like does that make sense to you moving into life science domain, okay? And even if you move to life science domain, what work you are going to do there? So you have to ask the people who is from medical background into IT, what job they are doing, what is needed there, then you can make your decision like that, okay?
Okay, got it.
Danish, I'm not
Yeah.
sure Danish or Fidos who is the organizer of this meeting. So if you see like someone is not on mute, I will request you can keep them on mute.
Yeah, sure. We'll keep going.
Because maybe others they are getting this. Thank you.
Yeah, I have muted everyone. Okay, so this was basically about the program and an overview, okay? If you have any questions about the program, or you can ask, or I can just start then with my topics for the first class. That would be fine, right, Tanvir? We can start with the topics today for our first class, if the participants won't have any questions.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You can start that. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so so no questions. Okay, so today we will just basically see about input and output, how we take input from the user, and how we can display the same. Also, we will talk something about variables. Okay, so this was our first program. Okay, here we are. Is it? Let me minimize this. So and everyone can see my entire screen, or is it partially? You can see it partially.
Can you please put Sandeep on mute?
Yeah,
Sandeep, Upsar, they are unmuted.
Sandeep as well.
So I'm doing a mute all, allow participants. Okay. So I've muted everyone. Okay. Everyone. Yep. So basically this print function. Okay. So this is a print statement. We're printing something. Okay. Now suppose I want to take some input from the user. Okay. For example, I want to print some name. So there are two ways. Either I can, hardcode this, and then I can print my name here. Okay. This is one way. There is another way where we are going to take input from the user, and then we are going to display that. Okay. So, but before that, as you see, name for name, it is a string. Okay. What is the data type? That it is a string. So, okay. So what is string? Is, and also like when I start something with a hash, so that is basically, that is a comment. Okay, we are giving some comment. So comments, if it is a single line comment, we always start with a hash. Okay. So basically, string is a sequence of characters. Okay. Characters enclosed in either single quote, double quote, or triple quotes. Okay. So basically, when we enclose this in a double quote, so this is basically a string. Okay. And this name, when we are assigning this value to this name, what is this name? This name is a variable. Okay. So let's comment out the other lines. So let's understand. So when we declare a variable, okay, the label of the variable is name and the value is Danish. Okay. What happens in memory? This is our memory. Here, the value what we are storing, this is being stored. And this is the variable name. Okay, so inside memory, are you able to see my, it's too small, I think. I will just enlarge this.
Yeah, it's open.
Okay, so basically when we declare a variable like this, okay, we declare this name equals to Danish. So this is our value. This value is being stored in the memory. Okay, and this is the variable, it is pointing to this value. So what happens if we have another variable, for example, second name, equals to name. Okay, so what happens now? Another variable is created. Okay, second name. This is also pointing to this memory location. Okay, so we have two variables, both are pointing to the same memory location. Now we give some other value to our original first variable. Okay, we give it Sam. Okay, now if we see, if we try to print, okay, the second variable, so we have created another, so in memory we will have another value now called Sam. Okay, and this is going to our, is pointing here. Okay, so now if we print the second variable, which was originally pointing to here, it is still pointing here. That's because name has been assigned to a new variable. That does not change this particular variable to the second variable. It is still pointing to the original variable. Okay, now if we print the second variable, you will see still it is pointing to the first value. Okay, we run this program. So if you can see the output, it is saying second variable is Danish. Okay, so basically, whenever we declare any variable, this is how memory allocation happens in the like this is how memory allocation happens. Okay, so this was so this we have seen. This is string data type. Okay, similarly, we can have, you know, if there's some people height. Okay, so it's 6.2. Okay, so this is basically whenever we use a decimal value after this becomes a float data type. Okay, just 1 moment. We have data type, we have string data type, we have float data type, we have multiple data types. Okay, but we will cover the important ones. Okay, int data type. So height height is 6.4. Similarly, for height also there will be a memory allocated like this. Okay, and if there is no decimal value, for example, if there is some whole number, like anything, it can be, suppose, okay, some people age, okay, age in years, okay, 27. Okay, so this is an integer data type. So how we can determine what data type is this particular variable? So we have one function called type. Okay, this is an inbuilt function in Python. So what we do, if we want to see what type of data we are having, suppose I want to see what type of data is our name. Okay. Similarly, I want to see what type of data is age, what type of data is height, and what type of data is age in years. Okay. Good. If I run this, or we can give some. We can write some statement also to understand the output better. Okay. So I will tell you how do we write print, how do we write, how do we give values inside the print function. Okay. I'm just showing you the data type now, then we will come how we can write inside print statements. Okay, height, data type. Name it. Okay, so we have this. If we just run this from here, don't know my screen is visible or not. So are you able to see my screen? What is the height of each variable what we declared?
Yeah.
Please.
Float
Yes.
integers and
Yes. So height data type is float, age data type is int, and name data type is str. So what are these in str, float? Okay. So if you see this, before this float, we are seeing something called class, right? Class float, class int, class str, right? Because see, Python is basically an object-oriented programming languages. So here, almost most of the things are like classes. Okay. So this float is also a class in Python. Int is also a class. Str is also a class. Okay. This we will understand better. Okay. When we will cover what are the classes, what are objects. Okay. Just for your understanding, these are all classes. and the variable name which we are using, right? So these are objects of the class. For example, name. Okay, so name is an object of str class. Str is basically denotes string class. Okay, and then we have then we have age in years. So this is an object of integer class, int class. Okay, and we have this called, sorry, tabs are open. And similarly height, this is an object of your float class. Okay, this we will understand better as we move on to the course, but right now we are just taking these as variable names. Okay, name, height, age in years. Okay, so when it comes to variable names, so we have some rules for variable names. Okay, we cannot what kind of naming convention we can use. Okay, so any variable, it should be, first rule is it should be at least one character in length. Okay, at least one character in length. Okay, for example, I just give a equals to 10. Okay, this is a valid variable name because the size is at least it is one character. Okay, second rule is it should start with character or underscore. Okay, it should if it starts with 1 equals to 10. If we run this, we are getting error, cannot assign to literal here. Okay, so this is an invalid variable name. But if we have only an underscore, because it satisfies both the condition, it is one in length, at least one character in length, and just starting with, you should start either with the character or underscore. It is starting with underscore. Okay, so if you print this underscore, okay, I'm just printing this underscore what we have declared. I save this and I run this program. So see, it is giving us the value as 10. Okay, another rule we have, there should not be any space between a variable name. Okay, there should not be space between variable name. Okay, for example, we have declared age in years. Okay, so we have joined it with underscore. So what if I remove this underscore? I am giving a space. Okay, and then I'm declaring this variable. So if we run this, so we are getting a syntax error. It's invalid syntax. Why? Because there's a space in the variable name. There should not be any space. So whenever we have a variable name that is having more than words, in Python, we use underscore for that. Okay. So till now, is this clear? Like some variable, and yeah, another important rule, it should not be a keyword. So what is the keyword? I will just explain it to you. It should not be a keyword. So what are keywords? For example, we have some special keywords in Python. Okay, like we have if condition. Whenever if is there, if else, or we use try, and we have and, okay, or. So these are some special keywords, the reserve keyword that is used by Python. So we cannot use these as variable names. Okay, there are many more keywords. We will see it as we progress. So these are the in general 4 rules that we should follow when we declare a variable. Okay, so any question guys so far about variable, the rules while naming a variable? So this, and one more, this is not a rule, but the variable name should be meaningful. Okay, should be meaningful, because if we have thousands of lines of code and if we just use, underscore or A or B, C, then other programmers, even if the person who is writing the program, if he sees the program after a few weeks, he will also be confused, like what are these variable names? So variable name should always be meaningful. It should make some sense. So any questions from anyone so far?
So we can put variable names as per our convenience. It could be anything.
Yes, but it should be meaningful. Like it should relate to the context for which we are using it. So because see, if age in years is 27, if I only give A equals to 27, okay, so it will not make much sense, right? So what is 27? It might be confusing to people, right? What is 27? So it should be
Right.
meaningful.
Right.
Okay, so any other questions? I can move ahead. So we have seen variable names. We have seen how to know the variable type. How to know the variable data type. How what do we use? We use the type. We use the type function. Okay, this is an inbuilt function. Inbuilt function. So what is inbuilt function? That is available by default. Okay, we don't have to import from outside, or we don't have to install it. Okay, inbuilt function to, this is an inbuilt function to find the data type. Okay, so I'm just commenting this by using hash. Okay, or if you have multi-line comments where the comments will include will expand to multiple lines, you can make use of this triple quotes. Okay, this will help you writing multi-line comments. Okay, so we have seen variable naming convention. We have seen how if someone gives us this variable, if you want to know the data type, we make use of this type function. So this is an inbuilt function to find the data type. We have seen how to give comments. Okay, single line comment we give with a single hash, multi-line comment we give with triple quotes.
So
And we
basically,
yes.
So basically, we have learned the three data types. So is there we have another data types also, or we have only three data types?
We have multiple data types. We have it is like 1 minute. Yeah, we have multiple data types. We have so we have seen we have seen int, we have seen float, we have seen string, we have something called byte, we'll cover later. We have list, we have tuples, we have set, we have dictionary. These are advanced data type. Okay, so we can have many more also, but these are the important ones that is being used in most of the places, and that we are going to cover. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, so yes, now it comes to, so basically these name, age, we are hard coding it. Okay, this is not dynamic. We want the user to enter these values. Okay, so how can we do that? So I'm just creating a new file. And same thing, if someone wants to do in a Jupyter notebook, okay, they can do the same thing in Jupyter also. But let's not confuse now. We'll stick with this only. We'll move it to Jupyter later. Okay.
Yeah, that would be fine.
So now we will just see how the user can give the input. Okay. So for this, we have one inbuilt function called input. Okay. This is an inbuilt function. It will take the input from the user. One more thing, like here we have done a single assignment. Name is this and this. We can also do it like in this way also. We can have multiple variables there, name, age, height, and we can give the values here. Age is, for example, 27, and height is 6.2. Okay, we can have like this also, and we can print each one also. It will work as well as the way it is working here. Okay, we can have it in a single line also, this variable declarations. Okay, so let's move to this input function. So for example, I want the user to input his name. Okay, and so once the user inputs the name, it is stored in this particular variable. Okay, and then I want to just print this variable. Save this file. Okay, let's create a new batch. So we just give it any names, like, dynamic input. Always remember Python file is saved in .py extension. Okay, with if you see save as type is Python file, if you just save it, so automatically it will save it to .py. Okay, so here on this. So we are getting a prompt. Please enter your name. See this here? Can you see my screen? It is quite in the side. Can you see this? Please enter your name. It is prompting us. So I'm typing Samir here. Okay. So it's just printing dynamic input Samir. Okay. I hope the input and output is clear. My screen, it is visible to everyone.
Yeah, it is visible, but I have a question.
Yes.
Back to that input file, like coding file.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. So where you have entered Samir.
Samir, I can input anything. If I run it again. Okay, so what do you want me to input? Like here, see here.
Okay, got it.
Here you
Got
give
it.
any name. Okay, it will just print that name. Okay.
Okay, and one more question I have, like you have put over there, print, that you put a double quoted dynamic input, but
Yes.
why didn't you put the name? That was my question.
Yep. We can have a name also. Just
And
for
double quoted.
No. Yes. So yes. So yeah. When it comes to string data type, okay. If we give double quote, right, it won't take it as a variable. It will just print name. It becomes a string. It becomes a string constant. It's no longer a variable name. It will print only this name only. If you run this.
Okay.
So
means variable should not have a double quoted.
Correct. Variable should not be double quoted. Even if I give my name, it will print this name only. Okay, because it is taking this as a string. It is not taking this as a variable. So we can have variable name also. For example, inside this name is, okay, we give two curly braces, okay, and then we give the variable name. But you have to start this with f. Okay, this is basically called f string. Okay, I'm going to cover this in the upcoming classes. How we can inside double quotes also we can give the variable name. Okay, this is basically called f string. we have to start our print statement with the small letter f, and inside that string we have to use flower brackets, and then we have to give the variable name. Okay, so if you run this, so please enter your name. I give my name. So if you see, it's printing my name here. Okay, that this we will see. There's another way also we can do it. That we will see in the upcoming classes. Okay, for example, there is one more way called format. Okay, I can just use this format, and I can give the name of the variable here. Okay, if I run this, please enter your name. The name is Sam. Okay, so we will cover this in the upcoming classes from tomorrow, I think. Today, I think now we can wrap up the session, but from tomorrow we will have a 2-hour session. Is that fine, Tanvir? Can we wrap up the session for today, and then we'll have our normal classes from tomorrow morning?
Yeah, sure. So those who are interested, they will get in touch with us in that generic group. Okay, and this recording, I hope you have recorded the session, Danish.
Yes,
So
I
we'll
have
share
recorded this session. Yes.
Fine, so we'll share the recording as well. Thank you all for joining.
Anyone, any questions before we wrap up?
Yes, I
Danish,
have one
what are the
question.
timings? What are the timings for starting from tomorrow?
Yeah, we
7
have
to 9, I think.
yes, 7 to 9, correct. That's correct.
7 to 9. Okay, fine.
Yes. Any other questions? Or we
It's
are good to
only
wrap up?
weekend, right?
Yeah, it's weekend batch.
It's only
Yes.
weekend.
Yes, weekend batch. Okay.
Yeah,
So
thank you, Danish. It was very interacting session. Thanks for sharing the knowledge.
yes. Thank you for your time also. You like it's very difficult, to join in the morning.
No,
but
it's okay. It's very good time for working people.
correct. Yes. So yes. Thank you everyone for your time. Hope to see you guys from tomorrow in the class. Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you. Danish, one more thing.
Yes. Yeah.
There is a group. Can you please share the link where we can initiate a payment?
Yes. So I think Firdaus or Tanvir, could you please say we can share the details, right, in the generic group?
Yeah, in the generic group we will update. I will update that shortly. Although
Okay,
I think we have shared that, but no issues. We will update it again. No issues.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow,
You
guys.
too.
Yeah. Bye.